My focaccia era continues with this blueberry sage sourdough focaccia. Oh, it's so good. We're going to start off by making a blueberry and sage compote. It's very easy. You just simmer on the stovetop and then let it cool. I'm using my standard sourdough discard focaccia recipe here. It's very easy and it's foolproof. If you've not used focaccia dough before, it's very high hydration, meaning it's got lots of water. It's more puddle than dough, but it's super simple to work with for focaccia, and it gives us that perfect texture. You just really have to dump it into the pan. We're going to add our cooled blueberry compote on top of the dough, and then we're going to fold it in so that it's inside the dough as well. So we're going to do this envelope style. So a third of the dough from the top down to the middle, and then the third from the bottom in the middle. And then we're going to flip it over so that it's sealed inside. This is messy and it does not need to be perfect. Trust me, it's all going to work out just fine. We're going to let that rise for another hour until it gets extra puffy. Look how fun it looks. Then we're going to add the rest of our blueberry compote onto the top, and then we're going to dimple it in. So focaccia gets kind of its signature texture and flavor from pressing the topping into the dough to create these like pockets of filling and air bubbles, and it's really important for the focaccia, its flavor and texture overall. We're going to take the sage flavor up a notch with this sage blossom sugar. I created this by just grinding some sugar in my food processor with sage blossoms until I made my own powdered sugar. If you don't have blossoms, you can also use just regular sage leaves, which is fine. But I really like the blossoms because it adds a delicate floral sage flavor that's different and unique, but really lovely. So we'll just mix up our homemade powdered sugar with some milk and vanilla, and then we'll drizzle it over the still warm focaccia, and it's going to be so good. I topped it off with some extra sage flowers that were growing in my garden. The resulting focaccia is jammy and sweet. It is so fun to eat, and I hope that you make it. You can find this recipe and more fun ways to use your sourdough discard at my website, sourdoughsurprises.com.